Hey guys, it's Scott here. In this video, we're going to take a look at Arkansas versus Texas A&M this week. It's going to feature number 10 Arkansas versus number 23 Texas A&M. The game's going to be in A&M, 6 o'clock on ESPN. Matchup predictor has A&M 57% favorite. The point spread is 2.5. And this is a story of both teams that have kind of struggled to start the year a little bit. Arkansas is undefeated at 3-0, but if you watch last week, they were down 17-0 to Missouri State and had to fight to come back and win that game. And their other win was against South Carolina, who's kind of proven not to be very good this year. And then Cincinnati was kind of a depleted team off their college football playoff run last year. So you can make a case, even though Arkansas beat a ranked team, it probably wasn't the best ranked team in the world at the time. You know, have to see how Cincinnati plays out as a season, but I think they caught them at the right time. And then A&M's still been kind of struggling. You know, they started out with Haynes King as quarterback. They won their first game 31-0, but it wasn't really pretty. And then they lost the next game to Appalachian State, which was one of the most infamous upsets of the year, 17-14. And then they came back against Miami. They put Max Johnson as quarterback, and they won 17-9 in a game that A&M had 4 players out for, as you can see right here in this article. And it was Evan Stewart and Chris Marshall, and then quarterback Smokey Bowie and Denver Harris. Stewart, Marshall, and Harris are all 5-star players. They're all, very young. It was kind of good to see Jimbo Fisher, I think, start putting his foot down on some of these players. You don't want to establish that bad culture. As you know, when Jimbo was at Florida State, that was kind of I thought his downfall towards the end was players. He didn't have that same discipline amongst the, football team. So I think he's going to need to get that back if he wants to actually, win a championship at Texas A&M. But this is a young Texas A&M team. They got, Max Johnson's kind of, very played at LSU a couple years ago and then transferred over. But they got, a lot of 5-stars there where defense is fairly young. Offense, has a lot of 5-star players. This is a team I like next year, but I think this year if they want to, win 10 or 11 games, they're going to start getting their act together. I do think it was a good switch to go from Haynes King to Max Johnson, as I think Max Johnson might not be the best quarterback in the world. The best way I could think could probably be like how Alex Smith, was with the, 49ers and the Chiefs, not somebody that was flashy, but somebody that could, methodically just help move the ball down the field and kind of let the defense take over as, this A&M defense is really good. They're just loaded with 5-star talent everywhere. And they really held a really good Miami offense to, they even scored a touchdown in the game. So I thought that was very impressive. That's a Miami team that's supposed to contend for the ACC title, and they completely shut them down on offense. So that's some positives coming out of Texas A&M. If I had to take a guess, I'd fully expect Texas A&M to be able to win this game. I think it's going to be close. I do like that the spread's 2.5. So I'd probably just go ahead and take A&M to cover that from a betting standpoint, as I think they could pull it off by, at least a field goal. And, Arkansas, they got some key, pieces. They returned KJ Jefferson, did really good as a freshman last year. He completed 67% of his passes, 21 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. And that was an Arkansas team that went, 9-4. And their main losses were the Georgia, that game at Ole Miss, they lost to Alabama. So all their losses was against real quality teams. And their defense, they got a player on defense already has 5.5 sacks here, and Drew Sanders, a transfer from Alabama. And then they got Jadon Hazelwood, the transfer from Oklahoma. This team loves to move the football down the field in the passing game. And, when you look at the receivers they have, like Landers came over from Georgia. So this team can be very loaded on, offense at times. I think their defense is going to have to, kind of settle in a little bit. They got a lot of young players starting on defense. This will be their first really big challenge. And I know they're going to get a pass rush. You can see this team already has 17 sacks in just 3 games. So they know how to get after the quarterback really good. And I think A&M's line's going to be a little bit better than what they've been facing the first, 3 games of the year. And I think for Max Johnson, he's going to have to watch out for that. As like I said, he's not the best quarterback in the world, but he's better than starting Haynes King. So that'll be an interesting game within the game itself. But from a betting standpoint, I fully expect Texas A&M to be able to, win this football game. I'm not saying they're going to win by 25, 30 points. I think they'll win by, maybe 10. I think Arkansas is going to play a good game and make a couple of key mistakes, down the stretch with their young players that'll wind up costing the game. But that's my prediction for the game. Thanks for watching.